that he said, "I am the real Jason Momoa," and he gave. Hey, folks, friends, how are you there? Tony Tucker here on a Sunday afternoon. And I want to tell you how I got hoodwinked, how I got fooled, how I got almost bamboozled, how I got ghosted. Yeah, that's the one. Not ghost wrote. That's bad English. Anyway, being an English major from Columbia College in Chicago and a journalist formerly. Anyway, Tony Tucker here again with a quick mukbang, but it's hard for me to do that, and I didn't know I was going to do this. Yeah, I got one clean comforter and one dirty comforter, a white one and a yellow one that needs to be washed, the yellow one, and I'll be happy in the back, and that's what's still back there. Anyway, hope you're all doing well. Back to the story. I was ghosted because a guy on TikTok joined me. Let me back up to the story, and that's why we should keep our discernment fresh, especially in the Lord. I was on TikTok already, and I got a new phone a while ago, maybe 7 months ago, and it's only because my old phone cracked and I got a new screen and that cracked and I dropped it and then it happened again and it was crazy. So I just got a Motorola and had turned on TikTok or reapplied for it, and me and Precious, my doggy, were on there. I posted one video, and then all of a sudden I got all these invitations, all these invites from various celebrities. And mind you, I used to have my plate filled with interviewing celebrities back in the day at WVON Radio in Chicago when I worked as a on-air host there. And also I had my talk show, and I was a news reporter for BET, as you know. So I'm not going to just keep beating that across your heads, but there's a reason why I'm saying this. So I had my share of interviewing celebrities, big names and well-known names, from athletes to politicians to movie stars to singers, etc., entertainers, comedians, you name it. And nonetheless, this guy, I put in like 3 people. There was a whole slew of people, and I'm thinking maybe these are new celebrities who want to get a fan base on TikTok, who just joined TikTok, perhaps. I didn't have time to go and research to see if they were already on, so I said sure. And one of the names was handsome, beautiful Thor. He was on the Game of Thrones, come to find out. I forgot about that because I wasn't into that show until the last 2 episodes from maybe a year ago. Anyway, sorry, Game of Thrones fans, but Jason Momoa, who was married to Lisa Bonet, and they divorced. She was married to Lenny Kravitz. You know who Lisa Bonet is. She is the beautiful actress who was on The Cosby Show, and she had the spinoff of A Different World, etc. And she was pregnant then, and by Lenny, and Cosby wrote her off, essentially off the show, because he didn't want a pregnant college student for whatever reason back in the day. So, and we're not going to talk about anything about Bill Cosby right now. God bless him, and all those other women and that whole situation. So that's not the focus. The focus is Jason Momoa, and so he's single, right? And then I get this invite saying, hi. I'm thinking he's just welcoming his people or his team of people. Someone's doing it, a PR person. You know how that works. He's too busy. He's making all these movies and learning scripts, and he has 2 beautiful children, and he's got, other things to do in life. And so, and I've been out of that type of line life, if you will, for some time. So nonetheless, here comes Jason Momoa with the TikTok saying, greetings, beautiful. Nice to meet you. How are you? And I'm like, did he really? And I didn't discover this until 2 or 3 days later, this message. So I'm looking like, did he really do this? Or am I, I didn't believe it in the beginning that he would do that. I said, typically people of that stature, and a lot of people not of that stature, just don't do that to people. Not that I think anything less, because we all bleed and spit and everything else the same way. Yes, I said spit. So you can take that where you want to take it. But anyway, Jason Momoa, and we get into a conversation. Essentially, he wants me to join him on What's Up app. And someone else had asked me that, some guy who said he was a CIA agent or something crazy before. I just wrote those things off. And some other type of military man. So anyway, I didn't join WhatsApp then, but I joined WhatsApp and I downloaded it. And then I'm getting all these text messages, and we're having conversations, and then good banters back and forth. And then I'm like, hey, do me a favor. Why don't you, because he sent 2 pictures, like a behind with his back and his beautiful hair with a green shirt on. And then the second picture had the front of him waving. And I'm thinking, no, that could have been anything. So I'm searching the internet and Google and everything else about Jason as much as I could, looking for that picture. And I did eventually find it like 3 or 4 or 5 days later. One of the pictures, the one facing the camera. So anyway, I'm like, see, he just stole this off of, a place where he didn't think I'd look and see it, whoever this guy is, pretending to be Jason Momoa, and put it up there. So I'm like, hey, you get a sheet of paper with a marker and you write my initials on it, Tony Lynn Tucker, TLT, and you hold it next to you and you say, Tony Lynn Tucker, this is the date, August, September, whatever, 2022. And I'll know it's you, and I want you to speak it. He said, I'll do better than that. I'll video you. So he videos me the next day, and he's moving and talking. And this is, I wish it was erased, but oh well. I wish I had that receipt, but of course, that's no longer there on What's Up. And I saw this. I saw him talking to me, and he's moving his head, but I never saw his mouth. And I was looking for the mouth, and the voice even sounded a little strange. And I'm like, he's got a nice, strong, testosterone-filled, manly voice that I love. It's full of joy and intelligence, and it's kind of lighthearted. This voice sounds like he's Australian or something. In that the cadence, the tonation, and the accent. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't think this is the guy. But at first it did kind of take me back because he was moving, and however his face was moving, it looked like he was actually saying what he was saying. And I'm thinking maybe he has got a cold or something. And I don't want to say, oh, do you have a cold, or text that or say that while we're talking on the video. I hung up, and I thought about it. And I was going to call a relative to see, to get their attention. And I said, no, I got discernment. This is not him. He thought he would wow me with the wow factor of having his face move like this. And, it's like doing this, but, you could see the mouth a little bit, but he was mouthing, and then it disappeared, the video. He said he would call me back. And in the meantime, I got angry, and of course I told him off. I said, shame, 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 shame on you to pretend to be someone like that. Don't you have something else to do in life? And why are you doing this? That man is busy making movies. He has got his children. He's got his life. He's got scenes to remember, and scripts to do, and and words and things like that to remember as well. And a lot more. I really don't know verbatim what I said, but I went into them like you would do as well. And so anyway, and like, until you can show me the same thing I asked for, not a video, because that video didn't show like you see me talking, and I'm not lip syncing or anything like that. The actual thing and pointing. And if I can tell you to clap and to wink your eye, or to do this, or go woof, 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 bark like a dog or something, or meow like a cat, meow, and then I'll know it's you, Jason. Other than that, it's not you. And this guy, When I first asked, he got upset, but then he did recommend calling me that next morning with the video, and he did that. And I got all excited, kind of. Yeah, I did. Waiting for somebody to talk to, and somebody as handsome, as beautiful, as stunning, with the personality inside, more importantly, would call me. And it wasn't just the stature, it was just his personality and his looks. Yeah, he's a beautiful man. Heck yes, you know that if you know who he is. Google him and you'll see him if you don't know. So anyway, Jason Mamoa, Mamoa. And I'm like, why would you pretend to be Jason Momoa? Don't you have something else? Shame on you. God doesn't like ugly. He sees you. And I have the gift of discernment. And yeah, you fooled me for a moment. But it's like they study women, and they're essentially probably trying to get money. And I'm like, I don't have any money to give you. If anything, you could send me something. But I wouldn't have an address for him unless I had a P.O. box. But I knew it wasn't Jason, and that wouldn't have been my intention if it had been him. Although it would help, especially now. To be honest. To thine own self be true, be false to no man. But the friendship, even just to pray for him and lift him up, would have been really, really good if it started and ended there or just went on from there. And so anyway, this guy hasn't called back. He canceled the TikTok, and he essentially saw the messages because I have a confirmation that they were read or scammed or skimmed at or looked at or eyeballed, and that was it. So there we go. Wom, 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 to the girl's fantasy. We have the Lord. We love the Lord. We have discernment. But sometimes the devil knows when to come in at your weakest moment, because I wasn't thinking about Jason Momoa before that, and even seeing this picture, because there were other people, women and men, that I thought, oh, these would be nice celebrities to see what's going on once in a while, periodically, whenever I'm on TikTok or post to TikTok, right? So clock, TikTok, that's all gone and over. So the lesson is to be careful when it comes to people saying things like that. There are all types of scammers, all types of deceptive people, all types of people with ulterior motives who want to get money from people, who want to play upon people's emotions. And he tried psychologically to think and knew what I would think. That's horrible. That's psychotic. My goodness. Well, because if you show them this is how they're going to respond. And if you show them this is what they're going to think. So if you show the face and the eyebrows moving and all of this, and then for long enough, they're going to really think it's you. Or Jason is what this person behind it. Because there's a video of several now during that trial with, I can't even think of these people's names. The girl who co-starred with him, and what's the movie? Aquaman, Amber Heard, and the other guy, her ex-husband. And that's pretending to be Jason, and he's on a video conference call, and it's really funny. There's several now, and I'm wondering even if that person has anything to do with what I experienced, or who approached me with the video. And I'm going to look into that. So be careful of these wolves in sheep's clothing and people trying to do things otherwise I wasn't thinking. So that's a 3 or 4 day thing. I got over it, but it would have been nice, yes, if it was the real Jason Momoa. And God bless him, and I pray for him and for the guy who was behind the whole scheme. So like, subscribe, and comment, guys. That's enough of this crazy story. You all have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye. He kept saying through the video chat, and also when I questioned him just in texting, that he said, I am the real Jason Momoa. And he gave me some funny fictitious numbers as well. It says that if anyone pretends to be Jason Momoa, ask them to give them your secret code, my secret code. And this is a secret code my team has. And he gave me some numbers. And I'm like, anybody could make up some code numbers and not know the numbers, And I didn't have time to investigate that with TikTok or with WhatsApp. I just figured that, or WhatsApp, whatever the app is called. I just figured he was lying. And I was right. And so be careful. Be careful, guys. Be wise. Keep your spiritual discernment antennas up and sharpened. And don't let anyone play off of your being gullible. That's the whole point of this story. The devil just wants you to get caught up in a wild goose chase. He wants to have you fantasizing about something that isn't real. He wants to break your heart, is the whole thing. And you have to guard your heart and be strong and not fall for these scammers out there who pretend to be celebrities or someone that's really popular that they would think women would fall for, vice versa, that men would fall for. So be careful and be strong and don't fall for those things, no matter how technically clever the video is and how technically clever everything seems to come across and what they think they know, that to sound convincing, because this guy thinks he is Jason Momoa. Obviously he needs to be locked up somewhere in a institution, and definitely in an institution. So be careful. That's the point of this story. Thanks for listening.